Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We got this Corvette all done. If you remember, if you're new here, this was a Steve Sanford design I saw a while back, and it really inspired me to build it. And Steve had drawn a picture of a 62 Corvette with a later generation Corvette front end, and I thought that was just the coolest thing. And I had on my shelf a 62 and a 63 kit, and so I just went after it one day, and it was a little discouraging at first, but I just kept going on it, and now she's finished. So for those of you who haven't been following the build, I'm gonna just kind of walk through it a little bit, but she's a curbside, so there's not a lot to talk about. The basic modifications. All right, so basically I kind of cut the 62 body off at the cove, kind of right there. And then I made kind of a V cut in the tops of the fenders of the 63 body. And I kind of matched that V cut in this body. So it kind of just goes like that. And I tried to keep the peak. So I wanted the peak to go as far back as I could. And so it's kind of a V cut with the peak kind of going down here and then mimicking it on the inside. And I kind of just put it on top. So I left this like this. I had to decide whether I was going to use the 62 wheelbase or the 63. Made most sense to use the 62 wheelbase because it was mostly a 62. So it's the 62 chassis underneath. And I had to kind of figure out, how far back to make this thing, how to make the wheel well look right. And in that 62 wheelbase, so there was a lot of kind of fiddling and mocking up and back and forth. So I got it where I wanted it to be, and this up here was just an absolute disaster mess. The cove had almost been obliterated by all my sanding and filling over here. So what I decided to do was to kind of put the cove back in, and it's kind of hard to see because I put this silver accent line on it, but that's a piece of styrene rod that goes all the way around the cove to put that back in, because the Steve Sanford design deleted the coves, and I was going to originally do that, but I thought the coves looked really good. So I'd started sanding on them to delete them, but then I put the piece of styrene rod in to bring it back, but then I put it back and then glued it all the way up to right about here, and then just sanded and blended it in so it would fit into that body line. And I think that was the key to making it look right. So here is a 62 body, and you can see that the actual coves on the 62, they run uphill quite a bit to meet the top of that fender line, but they flatten out quite a bit to meet the top of the fender line on the 63 front clip. And so it's a little bit different, but it flows well. And the fact that the 62 has a very similar back end to the 63, it even makes it flow even better because you've got that body line, you got it flowing into that one. So as far as the design exercise, I think it went really well. I spent a lot of time on the cowl. It was just kind of a gaping hole there. And so what I did is this 63 kit came with a extra hood that had a hole in it for a blower. And so I cut that hood up, and I cut this part back here off the hood of that extra hood, and I grafted it into here. So there's actually a hump here to match the hump in the hood. And there's a lot of reinforcement under there. It got real flimsy, it got kind of wild, but it worked out pretty good. In the meantime, I lost all the detail to the windshield trim, but that's okay. I just kind of freehanded it with bare metal foil. It looks good. In retrospect, I might have deleted the vents on the hood just for a cleaner look, but that was a signature 63 piece, was the hood vents. I believe in 64 they were gone. There were the indentations were there, but the vents were gone, as well as the split window. So I kind of left them there just to indicate that this is a 63 hood, 63 front end. When I first did the blend, it was really funky looking, and this grill is not stock. This has been extended down probably 1/4 of an inch. So it was probably up here, and it just really looked funky. So to augment that, the first thing I did was I took off these rocker panels to get the whole thing kind of lower to match this kind of front end up here. And that looked really funky because this was low, but this still hung down back here. And I'm like, now do I have to cut that? And I was like, ugh, I just didn't like it. And I put it on the shelf for a while and didn't think about it. And then I figured out to extend these down. And when I extended these down, it brought proportion back to it. So then I had to put the rocker panels back on. So this is just styrene sheet and styrene rod rocker panels. So I had to remake the rocker panels. Those aren't kit rocker panels, just to kind of I deleted them and I needed to put them back. So with just some bare metal foil, you can't even tell. Dropping this front grill down wasn't too hard. I just had to put some extra material in there. And then I was like, what am I gonna do for a grill? And I tried tons of different grills and I realized I had a Predicta, Monogram Predicta on the shelf. And this is the back end grill for the Monogram Predicta kit. So not the front grill, but the back grill for the Predicta kit. And just a little, filing and shaving, and it fit in really well. I'm really happy with how that looks. The wheels, I can't remember, did the wheels come from this kit? I don't remember, but they are narrowed in the front. I don't know if you can see, I narrowed the fronts because they didn't fit so good as opposed to the rears. I chucked them up in a drill, and sawed the rim off and sanded it down and then just glued them back together and didn't even re-chrome them, so that worked out pretty good. This color is Model Car World Royal Blue Metallic. It's a Dodge color. It's like a 55 Dodge color, and I really like it. It's really pretty. 5857 looks like. 565758. It's Royal Blue Metallic. This is my first foray with Model Car World products, and it sprays perfectly right out of the little jar there. And then the silver is Diamond Dust Extreme Lacquer. And then for the second time, I used these Mr. Super Clear gloss. I like this better than Tamiya clear because it's a little thicker and it's not as hot. So you can put it over decals and it's not such as hot chemically of a clear. It's about the same price. So a Tamiya can is about half this size and half the cost. And so double the size, double the cost. It's about 20 bucks a can. Tamiya is about 10 bucks a can. So they just last longer. It's a little thicker. It shines a little bit better out of the can. So polishing is not as laborious. It's because it's so thick, it fills a lot of, it's kind of like a filler too. So this paint was really rough because of all the metallic, and I didn't have to do as much sanding had it been a Tamiya. One color that I don't have on hand is this blue is actually different. This is Tamiya Transparent Blue. It's like a candy. And what I did is I decanted that and airbrushed it on. And I had to do this roof about 4 times because that transparent blue is so thin that when I would put clear on it, it would just dissolve. It just absolutely disappeared. I couldn't believe it. I was like, where did my fade go? So what I ended up having to do was use this stuff and just dust on the absolute lightest coats. Very far away, just dust. And it held up after that, so it did not go away. So that is a Diamond Dust roof as well, but that is transparent blue from Tamiya, so kind of like a candy. So it is not the same blue on the body. The fade was the first time for me. I think it went pretty well. The hardest thing I had trouble with is just figuring out where the paint was going to come out when I was aiming. So aiming was the hardest part, but I think it went pretty well. And so this was kind of an experimental model to just try some of these paint techniques. I really love that fade on the hardtop. I think that just looks killer. And I think the fade down the middle looks pretty well. And then you've got the hard lines on the side. 6 taillights, of course, because don't get me started on this, but all these Corvettes back then should have had 6 taillights. Most of the Impalas had 6 taillights. Why shouldn't the Corvettes? Anyway, so the interior is pearl white, and I used the sparkly carpet embossing powder that I used in the 50 Ford Victoria. That's just Molotow pen chrome with some, so that's just some Molotow pen with some black wash to give it some depth. Nothing real special there. Didn't spend a whole lot of time on it. So anyway, that's the 62.5 Corvette, or the 62, 63 Corvette, whatever you want to call it. It turned out really well, just to prove it's a curbside. There's nothing down there. I was kind of, by the time all the paint and stuff was over, I was kind of done with the kit, so I didn't really feel like building inner fender panels and all that mess and engines, so it's okay. Curbsides are okay, guys. You can build them. There's nothing wrong with them. And I just wanted a really cool shelf model and to practice fades, airbrushing, and all of that. And so I think it turned out really well. All right, so that 40 Ford convertible is coming along. I'm working on the top. I've got a layer of putty drying. This is what I use. I don't know if you use. I use glazing and spot putty. And the contours are looking good. And that's the buddy build for this year for Stray Cat Customs, Custom 40 Ford. I'm doing my very first square body build ever. I've never done a square body pickup before. And there's a reason for this. My dad bought a 77 GMC brand new. It was a Indy Pace truck, really special truck. We called it the skunk truck, and I've always wanted one. And so now I'm gonna build one. I'm starting with this kit. It's a 1/24th scale kit. I know they have square bodies in 1/25th scale, but it's a whole thing to convert it to the older model, much less a GMC. So I just decided to stick with the 1/24th kit. I'm gonna have STS make the decals, and it's gonna be really cool. We called it the skunk truck when I was a kid. My uncle owned it, but my dad bought it brand new in '77, the year I was born. So that's what I got going. I started the truck tonight. Been working on the 40 Ford convertible. So thanks for coming by, guys. Take care.